Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Adi Om to everyone. Happy Monday, the day of the moon. We're entering the full moon phase, yes. In the yoga culture, we had some beautiful festivals. The birth of Lord Nityananda. Krishna came as the hidden incarnation 500 years ago as the golden monk, the golden avatar, the golden monk, Lord Chaitanya. His brother Balaram reincarnated as Lord Nityananda. So Nityananda Parents' Day. Lord Chaitanya is born in Gaudadesh in Sridham Mayapur. Lord Nityananda is born in Radhadesh. It's maybe about 50 miles west of Mayapur. How long does it take to drive 50 miles in America? About an hour. I would take that bus in India from Mayapur to Ekachakra. 6 hours. Right. There's so many potholes, the up, down. But and when I used to go to Ekachakra Dam, where Lord Nityananda is born, it was so much village life, like beautiful, and where he took birth is there, where his mother used to wash his clothes, and the lake is still there. He used to, with his childhood friends, he used to perform all the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So when I read this story about Lord Nityananda, I was like, wow, I want to go to his birthplace, right? So I remember I was in Mayapur this one year, and my friends, they said, yes, there's a bus ride to Ekachakra. It's like, okay, let's go. I asked, and this was the first thing I asked, how far is it? About 45 miles, 50 miles. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, that's a 1 hour drive. I remember I got up like, so you 4:30, right? You're at the temple, and then the bus is leaving at 6 o'clock. So in the back of my mind, by 7 we'll be there, and sunrise, everything. That bus left at 6, didn't arrive at 11:30. Right. Potholes after potholes after potholes. But anyway, there's a saying in yoga culture, blister leads to bliss. Right? Pain in the beginning, pleasure in the end. Krishna says that's happiness in the mode of goodness, right? So we eventually got to Ekachakra. And this was like maybe 3 years after I left Belize. But when I was in Belize, I had a dream, a profound dream, that I was visiting this one place and all that. And then I forgot it. And sure enough, I got to Ekachakra, and they show us where Lord Nityananda is born. Then they show us where he used to take his bath in the Kun. Then they show us where the fields where him and his friends would play the dramas. Then Arjuna and his brothers, remember in the Mahabharata, they had to live 1 year incognito. So one of the places they stayed and hid was in Ekachakra. So you can go to that place right there. So, all the pilgrimage places we're going, and I'm like, wow, far. And then we came to our building, and we were just sitting down, and I just casually got up, and I went to look through the window to see one of the rooms where the Lord. And it was like deja vu. I dreamt it 3 years ago. It was like I was walking back in my dream, right? Whoa! And the way the decoration and the colors was, I already dreamt it before. So I always have an affection for Ekachakra Dam, where Lord Nityananda is born. And it is described, we get Lord Chaitanya's mercy through Lord Nityananda. He he was we call him a avadut. He was a young boy and around like 12 or 13. A sannyasi was passing through Ekachakra, and the sannyasi saw him, and the sannyasi went to his father, Hadai Pandit, and said, I will take him with me. Can I take him with me? Travel all over India. And Hadai Pandit understood, this was the destiny. So Lord Nityananda left Ekachakra then, and then he went all over India. He went to Vrindavan. And when he was in Vrindavan, he's hearing about Lord Chaitanya, right? His brother, who is in Mayapur. So he's like, I am going to go to Navadvip, Mayapur in Bengal. So he left, and being an avadut, he used to dress with a lot of jewelry, pearls, diamonds, right? Madman, lot of necklaces, earrings, and he had all kind of fancy jewels. Right? He wasn't the typical sadhu with nothing. He was the sadhu with everything. And as he came into to close to Mayapur, the pandit, the dacoits, the thieves, the gang near Sridhar Mayapur, they saw him and they're like, oh wow, we're gonna steal his jewelry. So they went to one of the Brahmins, and the head of the Brahmin is one of the head of the thieves of the gang. So he saw Nityananda Prabhu and said, hey, come and stay at my house and we'll stay da 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 da. They all have the desire to rob him. So Nityananda Prabhu went and stayed at this house, and the thieves are coming in the night. They're coming, but as they're coming, heavy rain came and washed them away. So they couldn't steal his jewelry. The next night, they're thinking, oh, we're going to steal his jewelry tonight. And the next day, as they were coming around, the jackals came after them. So by the third day, the Brahmin understood, oh, this is not an ordinary person. This person is very special. The hand of God is protecting him. And then that person became his disciple, surrendered to Nityananda. And so he was this man. And then he meets Lord Chaitanya in Mayapur, and they started the congregational kirtan. So what we call kirtan today, Lord Chaitanya at this time was a pandit, he was a scholar. But when he met Lord Nityananda, the kirtan started, and they started to have it. That's when the Panchatattva came together. They were waiting for Nityananda to arrive. So Lord Chaitanya was already there, Advaita Acharya was already there, Srinivas was already there, Gadadhar, but Nityananda showed up. Then they started to have the kirtans throughout the night time. So the curtains were already there, but they started to go even deeper and deeper and deeper. And hence we have the Sankirtan, the mantra of the holy name of Hare Krishna mantra. Nityananda says he opened the storehouse of the holy name. And in Godrum Dweep, there's a marketplace. Lord Nityananda used to sell the holy name. you go to market to buy a mango. You go to the market to buy a orange, sugarcane. When you went to Nityananda store, he was selling the holy name. Does anyone know what was the price he charged for the holy name? How much did he charge for the holy name, Nikunja? Shraddha Mule Shuddha Nam Se Hatete Bikai.
I can't remember what he
Shraddha. He sold the holy name only for someone's faith in the holy name. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur sings a beautiful song. Shraddha Mule Shuddha Nam Se Hatete Bikai. Koda Nitai. Lord Chaitanya opened the marketplace. And he's selling the holy name for the price of someone's faith in the holy name. That the holy name is none different from God on our tongue, sound vibration, God in the form of sound. Yeah, so Sridham Mayapur, beautiful. Eka Chakra Dham. And Queen Kunti, as we're reading in the Bhagavatam, she went to Eka Chakra Dham with her sons when they were living in Cognito. So Arjun, Bhim, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Sahadev, Draupadi, their wife, and Queen Kunti live in Eka Chakra Dham. It's a beautiful place. If you ever get the opportunity to, now it's much more developed, but it's still village life. Still, I like Eka Chakra Dham. It's a beautiful place. If you ever get that opportunity to visit Mayapur, now the road is better. So instead of 6 hours, remember I went there in like 1994, right? Now it takes you 1 hour and a half. You're in Eka Chakra Dham. So much more easier the roads. You don't have too much blisters these days to get the bliss. Let's pull up the Bhagavatam. So Queen Kunti, she's offering these beautiful prayers. She's a pure soul. She has nothing to do with materialism. She's just understand she's a spiritual being, understand who God is, understands the universe. So as she's speaking, she's describing from a spiritual perception. And so I think we finished that mantra 39. It says about the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. It has all, when you leave, we will forget you because the dust will wash away the footprints of you. And, so my teacher used to always say, yeah, we should always keep the lotus feet of God in our heart space. In the heart, right? The deity, the Lord of the heart. Let's go to Mantra. Prabhupada translates mantra 40, I think we're at, yeah. Mantra 40. Srila Prabhupada translates. She continues with her prayers. All these cities and villages. Remember, she's praying to Krishna to not go, but then she knows Krishna is going to leave, so she's just trying to offer her heartfelt prayers. So Krishna says, all these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits. The rivers are flowing. The hills are full of minerals. And the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to your glancing over them. So beautiful prayer. Someone who is very spiritually evolved understands that God created this universe and all these amazing planets with perfection. Yes, can you agree with that? That God made this mystical planet, all the planets rotating around the sun perfectly. Now, we come to this world and we're trying to take the role of God. So we move away from natural richness of the earth. Right? In Belize, in India, when I grew up in Belize, we drifted away from my ancestor, my grandparents, but we still eat fruits which were seasonal. So there are fruits that came into season, mango season. We had a fruit crab season, another fruit bakut season, right? So when I got to yoga culture and I understood Ayurvedic knowledge, understood according to where you're born, your body gets into a rhythm with the fruits and vegetables from that part of the planet, right? And so your digestive system remains healthy, everything is no inflammation because you only eat which is available, certain vegetables, certain seasons. But our Western world, our engineers they went. And then I remember if we wanted apple in Belize, because we don't grow apples, apples only came to Belize when? Christmas time, right? So if you get a apple, wow, it's Christmas, right? Seasonal. Today, I can go to Belize right now and find apple in May, March, July, any month, right? So you can find vegetables and fruits all year round now. And so our digestive system is not in tune anymore. It's amazing. So the way how Krishna created the planet, and Kunti can see it. Kunti is telling it, wow, the rain, you create the clouds, the ocean, the rain comes, washed, you get all the minerals from the earth. And she made an amazing point here. She says, the ocean is full of wealth. What kind of wealth is in the ocean? Remember in the Gita, Krishna uses an analogy from the ocean.
Pearl.
Thank you. The pearl necklaces, right? Krishna says, I am the string which keeps the pearl together. No one sees God, they see the pearls, right? So the wealth in the ocean, the pearls, right? Beautiful. And as we grow, right, it's a sign of beauty. Like if you look at all cultures, all the queens, they all used to wear pearls, right? It's such a beautiful natural wealth from the ocean. And then we get wealth from the earth as well, such as gold, diamonds, and other stuff. Here she pinpoint the wealth in the ocean, the pearls, right? So yes. So she's saying you created this universe so amazing, very intelligently. But when we try to materialize, when we try to live, when you try to stretch day into night, right? Right? People stay up 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, turn on the light. You're trying to stretch it day. We become unnatural. Our body starts to, our element, the pineal gland, the pituitary, they start to degenerate. But if we start to rise with the sun, sleep when the sun goes down, right? And you start to eat from the earth seasonally. Everything he said, you created the earth perfectly. And she's not just saying this from whimsical. No, she's a queen. She wears a lot of pearls. She's a queen. She was in the forest with her sons. They had food, vegetables provided. It's amazing. She doesn't say, you provided us KFC or McDonald's, right? No. She provided us natural herbs. That's what she says here. Herbs, fruits. We can live and survive, and they maintain their lives from that. So you can see so much continuity with evolved conscious beings. Yes? As we evolve, we start to eat more purely. As we evolve, we get things from the nature that comes natural. We sleep early to get up early, practice. Watch the moon, be enamored by the stars and the moon, and go to sleep after that, right? This is natural living. But so far in our Kali Yuga, we've drifted so much from it that so much people have so many unnecessary diseases because we're not living naturally anymore, right? How many of us put our feet on Mother Earth today? Purely. I understand if it's cold, it's hard to do. But in the summer, right? I mean, I think everything, maybe Greg or Helene, did you remember the U.S. government, some scientists, they discover some kind of plaster and then they start to make shoes, right? There's a history of how shoes came. And ever since that, we've lost putting our feet on Mother Bhumi. And the negative ions from the earth doesn't go into our bodies anymore. So I like to tell students, whenever you have that opportunity, put your feet on the earth. And that's why people love going to a beach. Right? Oh wow, we went to the beach, we feel so happy. Why? The ions from the earth went into the soles of the foot. Remember, our body is very electronic, magnetic, yes? sometimes you get shock in the winter, especially you take off your gloves and you open it. That tells you we have electric currents running through us constantly. So when you put your foot on the earth, wow, you're connecting to the earth's energy. So whenever I get the opportunity, I always try to put my foot on the natural living. Yes. Today, Yogi in India. Oh man, I didn't see her shoes for 6 years. Right. Then when I finally got a shoe, it was a wooden shoes. And then, so you're still getting the energy through the wood because the energy goes through the plants, the trees as well, right? And then I remember I had to fly to Hong Kong. I got like a little rubber slippers, but that blocks the earth's energy. So if you are natural healing, let's try and get back to the most. We're practical. We're living in New York City. You walk bare feet, people going to call 911. Right? But you can use their shoes and go to the parks. There's so many nice parks. No one is going to call 911 if you're in there, park bare feet, because it's so natural to do. So that's, and in Hawaii, everyone walks bare feet. It's so easily accessible, right? We wear shoes, but it's so easy. There's a beach right there. There's a park there. Like, it's so natural. Mountains, minerals. You're getting in touch with the energy of the minerals, energy of the ocean, the energy. So she's saying this is what's going to keep us healthy. And Krishna, you created all this very perfectly for us. We're going to try. If you live in this world, try not to misuse it. And she says Krishna created it with his glance. He just glanced and created the universe. Next mantra. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas, and the Brishnis. So this is a very profound, evolved state of consciousness. She's a pure soul. She's not thinking she is a female. She's not thinking she is Krishna's aunt. She's not thinking she's the parent of the Pandavas. Remember, she's asking Krishna, please sever my affection to my sons. What does that mean? Does that know what? So Krishna put Arjuna in the same scenario. Arjuna had to go fight his grandfather, his cousins. So there has to be a level of detachment. So when my teacher would teach this mantra, he said, Kunti is teaching us how we should prepare ourselves for our last breath. We came into this world by ourselves, and we're going to leave this world by ourselves. Now, what she doesn't say here is, she doesn't say, please sever my attachment to them, right? She's saying she doesn't want to get attached to their bodily form. She's attached to their spirit soul, the soul in the body she's attached to. And so the yogis, they make this beautiful distinction. Don't get attached to the family member's body, because we know it's temporary. So if your family members are spiritually evolved, like the Pandavas were, you can get guidance from them. But Queen Kunti knows even that they don't have a spiritual body like Krishna. She knows her sons' bodies are going to come to an end. She knows her body will come to an end. So I'm not going to get attached to their bodies, Krishna. Please help me to see you in their hearts as well. Please let me, Krishna tells Arjuna, Tattva Darshana. The Brahman sees with equal vision an elephant, a dog eater. So she's praying, give me this vision, Krishna, that I don't get attached to their bodies. Let me get attached to the soul, the beautiful soul. She's understanding. Their bodies will dwindle. She gave birth to these 5 sons. She lost one son already. Does anyone know which son she lost?
Karna?
Karna, her first son. Remember the child she gave away as a child, right? So she saw Karna's body, died. So she knows my other 5 sons, their bodies will die. But let me cut that vision. Let me try and see them for who they really spiritually are. So this is a very advanced, if we don't have this type of vision to have Krishna, let me get my attraction to you, God. You created this universe. She's speaking how her realizations are coming. I just want you in my vision, Krishna. Because I know once I have you in my vision, all my sons and all my family, my vision will be perfected. I'm going to meet them again in the spiritual world, in their spiritual bodies. But if we get attached to someone's material body, it's easy to take birth again in this material world. And she's like, okay, I don't want to take another rebirth, right? The story, we're going to read it, Jadbara. He's a king, meditator. And in the forest, he saw the deer giving birth. And the river came and the deer died. The fawn is there. He got attached to the fawn. He forgot his meditation. Next life, he became a deer, right? So we have to be very clear who to get attracted to. So she's saying, I don't even want to be attracted to my family members' bodies. Wow, that's advanced, right? So what does that tell us? When she's with her sons, is she not going to be affectionate to them? Of course she will. Because she understands there's a spirit soul in the body. She's the perfection of motherhood, Queen Kunti. But she's understand my body, their bodies will die. Let me see them for who they really, really are, a spiritual being. Yes. So you as a parent, you are obliged to, Krishna tells Arjuna, as a parent, you're obliged to raise your kids to the highest human platform of consciousness. Give them education for their body, for their mind, for their heart. Make sure they're healthy. You're going to take care of the body. The body is a medium Krishna gave them. Give them evolution for their mind. Give them evolution of the soul. This is what parenthood should be. Raise the kid in this manner, right? Not just protecting them physically and healthy, but also mentally and spiritually. And now she understood, I raised my kids. They all became lovers of Krishna. She's the perfection of motherhood. But then she also knows that their bodies will also start to dwindle. So in the Mahabharata, it describes how they left the planet. Beam is walking at them up the Himalayas. And one by one, they're walking. One by one, they started to fall off. Got tired, no food, and that's how the Pandavas left their bodies and went back to the spiritual world. Question? Good. Let's continue. Next mantra.
I'm sorry, Yogi Charu, can you remind me again, why does she give up that first child? Because they think it's Krishna?
The first child, remember, she was a little girl. She was only like 7 years old, 8 years old. And the yogi, Vishwamitra, visited her house in the monsoon, in the rain. So for 4 months, her parents looked after this yogi. And while they were looking after him, Kunti would, little girl, bring water for the yogi, bring fruits for the yogi. And then the yogi is Trikalagya. The yogi can see in the future. So when the yogi looked into Kunti's future, she could see all the obstacles that would be there. He saw that she'll be a queen, but although there's going to be a lot of pros, man, you're going to have a lot of issues too. So the yogi gave her a mantra to solve her issue in giving childbirth. So the mantra the yogi gave her was the mantra to invoke one of the angels or devas, we say, And once she chant the mantra, she have to give birth to one of them. So the yogi is leaving, and the yogi tell her, don't use the mantra yet. A young girl. She used the mantra. And Vivasvan showed up, the sun deity shows up. And telepathically, from mind to mind, she didn't lose her chastity. She gave birth. And then and that's like the story of Moses, right? She sent the baby down the river. No one knew, only she knew. And she kept the secret until the end of the Mahabharata. She understood the day when Karna was supposed to come to the battle, because Karna didn't appear on the battlefield, because the battle lasts for 18 days. I think Karna appeared around like day 12 or 13, because that was Duryodhan. What's they call it? Calling card? No, what's is a term? Is it calling card? No, a card when people like that's your secret weapon in your back pocket. I think there's a phrase for it.
Ace in the hole.
Is it ace in the hole? No, something with a card. I'm thinking.
Trump card.
There's something, right? Some kind of card. But that's like your. This is the last thing that I can win with this then. So Karna didn't come onto the battle day 1, day 2, day 3. Now he came around like day 12 or 13, and as he was preparing to come, he didn't even know who his mother is. Remember, right? He knew subtly that he's the son of the sun god, because he had all these golden armors around him. So he kind of telepathically understood, subconsciously understood he had some connection with the sun. So every day, it's natural for him to Surya Namaskar. So the morning he's supposed to come, Kunti shows up. And he's like, what are you doing here? And she knows she's the mother of the Pandavas, my enemies. What is the mother of my enemies doing here? And then she says, I'm so sorry. I have to tell you the truth. You are my eldest son. And then Karna was like, how could this be? And remember, they are warriors. So the enmity he had towards Arjun and Bhima and Yudhishthira was there, strong. Now she's telling him that enmity is towards your brothers. And so she pleaded, don't kill them, because she knew Karna can kill them. So that's when she gave him, he had the 5 arrows. Said, this one was to kill Nakul, you can have it. So he gave them all. And then the last one, I'm supposed to kill Arjun. I can't give you this one. I'm going to keep this one. So that's the fifth son. That's the 6th son, her eldest son, Karna. And yeah, so she had the gift of the mantra where she could give birth without intercourse. Amazing. We hear about that only in Christianity. But in the yoga culture, it was there as well, right? So she got the mantra, and so she gave birth to the 5 sons of Pandu, like that. True mantras. Good. Next mantra. She continues. And that's why we know she's so powerful, right? Who would want a mantra? There's a lot of things to pray for, right? But could you imagine you get a mantra like that as a 7-year-old kid? Like, whoa. I can invoke a deva and give birth to them without intercourse. Wow. And so she did it 3 times, and then she gifted the mantra to the second queen. And then the second queen had the twins, Nakul and Sahadev. Good. Next mantra. Queen Kunti. O Lord of the universe. So we did that. Mantra 42. O Lord of the Madhu, O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. So this is teaching us what our concentration, our dharan, should be, how it should be perfected. Our concentration should be perfected to only think of God. She used this beautiful analogy. The Ganges River comes on, and then when it comes on from the mountain, it goes this way, goes that way, but then they all reach the ocean without any hindrance. Natural flowing, yes? So our thought, she says, my thought, let it be naturally thinking of your lotus feet. Constantly. And we can see in Kali Yuga, right? Our minds think of so many things other than God, right? Who's some of the, for young girls these days in America, right? Their mind is flowing constantly to the thought of, what's their name? The musician? Taylor Swift, right? Everyone, thoughts flowing to Taylor Swift. And so Queen Kunti is saying, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But as you start to evolve spiritually, you'll figure, wait, those persons also have mental issues, heart issues, so many issues, and their bodies are not perfect. So she's like, whatever good we see in others, we should see that that's a gift from you, Krishna. So if she sees, if Queen Kunti was here today and she sees someone like Taylor Swift, she'll understand, oh wow, Taylor Swift has been gifted with the voice from God, with that beautiful gift, right? That's a karmic gift. So this is how a yogi, wow, you can see everything Krishna in every scenario. Yes? So whenever, right, like I see, growing up, I still, to a certain degree, I still love watch, what's his name? Lionel Messi, right? The soccer star. He's like the goat of football. But I understand it from a different perception now. I understand that's a karmic gift he has. And that Krishna says, I'm the ability in man. I can, wow, Krishna. There's so many people play soccer. Oh, no one is as good as him. And that's Krishna's gift through him. So you have to raise your vibration to see, wow. Because you're thinking of God constantly, you can see God in the ability of many things. You find a far out musician, a far out actress, a far out, anyone who has an ability, you can now become like Queen Kunti and see, oh wow, that ability came from Krishna. Yes? So let's see, let's go around the room, let's have fun. Greg, you're on the spot. Computer screen says Greg. So if you're not thinking of God, if you're not thinking of Krishna, what externally, materially is pulling Greg's consciousness? It's flowing there naturally.
It's the news. Whatever is all going on in the world.
Right? Well, what's going on in the world? So
away from the computers too, and media.
Yeah. So your conscious, right? We get pulled. So then you have to see, wait. This energy of Krishna is pulling me in the mode of Rajas and Tamas. So then you have to ask Krishna, oh Krishna, keep me in the mode of goodness. Let me watch the news. Minimal. Right? The minimal, I need to know what's going on, but then I understand that's Krishna as well. The news is Krishna. Nothing exists with it, but it comes in different forms, right? Good, thank you. Margaret, what's pulling your consciousness? It flows naturally there.
I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your butt, Yogi Charu, but whenever I'm in the presence of a really good instructor, a teacher, it's like, wow, how can I get some of that? And it just pulls me. And then sometimes I'm teaching and I'm like out of my own headspace. and that's the yoga. Then I come back in because then I realize I'm gone, but then I come back.
Right, you're connected. Oh wow, this person is this good. You can see Krishna working through them, the ability of man, right? Krishna says, I am that ability. So
yeah, it isn't wrong to think sometimes when it is flowing, sometimes I feel Krishna's flowing through me. Like sometimes I'm having a good day. Okay.
Yes. You become a medium. Krishna works through us. Yes, that's right. Good. Thank you, Helene. These days, 2025. What is your conscious? Naturally, it's like a natural magnet pulling your thoughts.
I have to go with Greg. I mean, I just
The
I
news.
I have to limit myself, but then also the complacency of so many people, like how do I get through to them? And so
Yeah.
what I have been doing every morning is just saying, Lord, I know you've got this. Help me to be patient and just live day to day and enjoy
Yeah.
my life, you know,
Yeah.
because it's really overpowering right now.
Yeah, the ignorance that is out there is so prevalent, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, yeah.
And I'm used to being able to, like, I don't know, influence people more when I was working, at least, you know,
Yeah.
and now it's like I just can't believe that I can't do anything about it. So it's hard to just kind of sit back and pause a little bit, you know?
So you can so that yeah the media is an extension of Krishna, but somehow it gets caught up with Tamas and Raja. So we have to okay, Krishna, give me the media which is in the mode of goodness, and mode of goodness means moderation too, right? And then also okay, I switch it off. I don't need to hear about anymore. No, like I said, when I grew up in Belize, we had one TV channel, and the news came on once a day. Right? 6 o'clock in the evening or something. Today,
Those were the
I don't
days.
think you should. It's not news anymore. It's soap opera. It's continuous. It's like on and on, twist and permutation. Oh, this. Then they're bringing the experts. None of them have a clue for it. Right? They're just talk. It's just yogis. We call it. Krishna calls it. Tells Arjuna, it is the pralaya. It is the material energy combination permutations, the pralaya, right? The Maya. It's not even news anymore, right? It's like unfortunate, some of it. Good. Thank you. Jenny?
Oh, I have a few vacation plans, and there's so many things to prepare and think about and plan ahead. It becomes a more work. I cannot just decide where I want to be and just show
Yeah.
up. No, there's just so many things and things go wrong. So
Yeah.
that's
So
where
that's
I
pulling
spend
the
a lot of time.
attraction, the mind, right? So that's pulling the mind, the attraction. Oh yeah, I have to plan the trip, plan the trip, plan it. It's like not even a vacation. After the vacation, you need a vacation. Good. Thank you. Sally, what's pulling Sally's mind easily? You're naturally thinking of it.
Like when can I hang out with my friends?
Naturally, right? So Sally is thinking of her friend. Wow, when can I hang out with my friends, right? This weekend, that weekend, this day. Natural. Wonderful. Thank you, Sally. Nikunja?
I think social media and Instagram and just looking at the other people's life on
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's the social media pulls the consciousnness, right? And these days I go on it maybe once every 2 weeks these days. People say Yogi Charu, but it's just not my force. But because it does pull the consciousness, so we have to keep it in moderation, right? Moderation is the key. So it's Krishna, right? You can. Everyone friends with Nikunja on Instagram? She posts all her beautiful artwork and all. That's spiritualizing the social media. I just saw your article in ISKCON News. That's
Oh, you
beautiful.
Thank you.
If anyone get the opportunity, go on ISKCON News, and Nikunja is there about all the amazing artwork she's done over the last 5 years or 6 years?
Yes, those are like
Unbelievable shirts, walls. My book is in there. I was like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. So spiritual art, right? So yeah. So if you ever go on ISKCON News and you'll see. Maybe it should come up. Like if you cross the button or you look down, Nikunja, the artist from New Brindavan. Wonderful. Thank you. Babadi.
I fall in the same camp as Margaret does. Is that I'm having I stay attached to the concept of being able to have the power to let go, to accept the situation that I'm in. It's like I'm alone building this 3,200 square foot house by myself with very little money. And I know that even if I had the money, I'm a one-man show. I can't do any more than I already am doing. And so it's the same thing, Margaret, is that being able to accept the fact that I am limited to where I am.
Krishna
and
is
that
working through you.
I need to be able to let go and trust the process.
Trust it.
Trust that Krishna has got me right where he's supposed to have me.
Right where
and
you're
not supposed to be up the road or even further up the road. So
right here.
that's my struggle every day. Every day is having the ability to surrender.
Yeah, thank you, Babadi. Thank you. We're a little out of time. So Haridas, what's filling Haridas's consciousness these days?
Yeah, so
Natural.
I think I drive too much in the city because I could be at home. I look at the time. Oh, it's rush hour. You know, it could snow the other day. What I think about traffic is crazy. It could be a nice, beautiful summertime. Everybody's driving around. Traffic is crazy.
The traffic. Yeah, so the traffic is filling your consciousness, even though. Good, thank you. Vivian, what comes naturally to your consciousness flows.
I've been having a lot of time off from work and I'm not used to it. So I'm like, what's going on, you know? And I have to pull myself back and say, it's okay for me to have this extra time. It's okay.
That extra time is Krishna. Yes, this time, Krishna says, time I am, right? Good, thank you. Bashak, I can see you're relaxing.
Yes, I'm in Bahamas. So my mind is being pulled by the idea that how much more I can enjoy and that I don't have to go back home for a while. And that's what's pulling my mind.
Okay. Enjoy it. Be there. That's Krishna pulling the mind right there. Yvonne?
Me?
Yes. Okay. So she's telling me later, she says. But all of us, we have thoughts that naturally pull. So a pure devotee starts to see, wait, let that thought be just Krishna's lotus feet. Queen Kunti is saying, when I die, I don't want to be thinking of anything else but that should be the constant dharan, the constant concentration. So this is a pure soul speaking. So when we hear it, it's like, wow, that's what we should aspire for. Because everything else is just a list of names and pralaya. All those people in the news, 100 years from now, they are gone. No one is here permanently, right? If you read the New York Times from 1902, it's the same issues, just different names. So you have to really pull the consciousness out. Oh yeah, this is the pralaya. Let my consciousness be on the lotus feet of Krishna. Yes. Whatever is pulling us, right? Krishna is creating our friends. Krishna is creating our family. Krishna is creating the traffic. Krishna is creating the yoga teacher. Krishna is creating everything. So how to see Krishna? In okay, how can I spiritualize this? Yes? Good. Let's do a little meditation for a couple minutes on these mantras. Palms on the knees. Touch the tip of the thumbs, tip of the index fingers. Close the eyes softly. Bring the body into stillness. Your amazing body has all the elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, which we borrow from this universe. Queen Kunti says, Krishna, you created the ocean. You created the river, the mountains with the elements. So our body is divinely created. As we live on this earth, their natural prana from the sun gets trapped in the fruits, the vegetables to eat seasonally. Keep her healthy, live with nature, rise a few minutes before the sun, sleep a few minutes after the moon is up there, living back with nature more and more, and trust that God has divinely created it. The animals have enough food. Humans, we have enough food as well. We just mismanage it because of greed. So as we evolve, we want to eat just enough for us, maintain body and soul, beautify the body with the natural gems that comes from the ocean, from the earth. There's nothing wrong with it. Just understand it's a gift from God. Whether we are wearing pearls, whether you're wearing diamonds or gold, Nityananda Prabhu used to wear all of these. And your family members, Queen Kunti says, is praying, please let me not get attached to their physical body. Cut my attachment to their body, but do not cut my attachment to their spirit souls. Because she saw her eldest son, body died. She knows her next 5 sons' bodies will die. But the soul in these bodies are eternal. Let me get attached to those spiritual beings. Let me render service to those souls. So all our family members, we know the bodies are temporary. Let's treat them as spiritual brothers and sisters. Treat them as spiritual family members, spiritual friends. And our consciousness, just as the river flows naturally down to the ocean, our consciousness always have different thoughts in them. Whatever thought is pulling it, the pure soul can see Krishna's hands in it. Krishna is within the news, within the social media. Krishna is within the family members, the friends, the job. Just try and see Krishna's hands everywhere. This is Queen Kunti's prayer. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale slowly. Breath to normal. Bring the palms to the heart. Lower the brain towards the higher self, towards the Lord and the heart. And for the next 24 hours, give yourself 24 hours to just try and see God's hands in everything. Namaste. Lift the head. Open the eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful rest of the day, evening. Mahalo, Greg. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Helene. Thank you, Nikunja. The next mantra, Queen Kunti says something about politics. We leave that for next mantra. Thank you, Salad. Thank you, Jenny. Mahalo, Babadi. Thank you, Haridas. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Bashak. Enjoy your time in Bahamas. As you're relaxing, we get to relax as well. The energy rubs off, yes? Thank you, Yvonne. Hari Om Tat Sat.